Another careful production.
What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Shabazz, episode 10 of the ShabazzTV show. I'm still working on the handstand. Today we got one of the better anime I've seen. This anime is very controversial. Oh, now you see that. Very controversial, y'all. Very controversial. Some like the way it flowed, others do not. I happen to be on the latter side. But enough about me. Hope you guys are doing okay. We got 3 guests and maybe a 4th if he pulls up. If he loves me, he'll pull up. I hope so. But coming to the set first, he's basically a co-host at this point. It's basically gonna be the Shabazz and Natty show. Basically, is what we gonna call it. Natty Babs in the building.
Good to be back every Wednesday. Welcome, y'all. Good to see y'all. Where?
Yeah. My son, next guy coming on the set, man. He had great reviews from the council last week. We had a nice little debut episode talking about One Piece. He said some a little bit of outlandish things. Had a little bit of debate with Crazy Legs after the fact, but we ain't talking about that right now. Welcome to the set again, second time in a row. My boy Sammy.
What's good? I don't know what outlandish things I said, but we'll leave it at that. I'm here to talk about this anime.
I love it. And lastly, hopefully not the last, but lastly for right now, yeah, we got my lovely sister, second time on the show after a while. It's been a while since she was on the show. I mean, welcome back to the show, Rel B in the spot, man. Yeah.
What's good?
Yeah. So today's anime, as you guys see from the title, Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter, if you want to be technical. But we ain't talk about the X. It's Hunter x Hunter. Almost hit my eye. Shit. But first of all, how you guys doing today? Thank you guys for pulling up.
We
chilling.
We chilling. That was mad like dry. Like what's good with y'all? So, yeah.
It's been a long day. I've been at work.
We got 2 teachers and then we got Sam. So I don't know. We got a lot of.
And we don't want to know what he does.
What do you do for a living, Sam? I don't know.
What do I do? I'm a data guy. I just work with data all day. Speaking of which, I still got to work with data later on today after this. So
damn, overtime, not the overtime. I clock out at 5. They just won't see me till 9 o'clock the next day. What are you talking about? No shit. But for me, the anime topic today is Hunter x Hunter. So, Sam, give me like your honest opinion about Gon.
About Gone. All right. So, I don't think he's one of the best main characters of all time, but I do think that he is a very interesting character. I think he's written in a way that's actually subtle as heck, and you don't realize it until one, you watch it again, or two, you watch a synopsis or read a synopsis of his character. So the basis of his character is he's just this really innocent kid going through looking for his father. But throughout the entire series, you get glimpses of like madness in Gon. And it's like foreshadowing. There's a little bit of foreshadowing along the way, and you can see how serious he gets when someone that he loves or someone he really admires is in danger. And that's like, it seems common in anime. The only thing is, in most other anime, Dragon Ball Z, for example, you get it so that, oh, when you get mad, you just get mad and you're just mad at that one thing. It seems like my Bulma type quick spurt of madness. With Gon, it really did seem like something like a dam opened up and this wave of madness that was actually foreshadowed throughout the entirety of the series finally like arisen. And I think the moment I realized that about Gon, I think that his character shot up for me, and just in terms of like how much I liked him. That's my synopsis of Gon.
You muted, brother.
You muted.
My bad. Between the number 1 through 10, give me an honest rating.
An honest rating, I'll give Gon a solid. I'll only give him a solid 7.5 because you don't get his full character because the anime doesn't go through and the manga is still not finished yet. So I'll give him a solid 7.5 only because of that.
Okay. Your relevance.
I love him. Okay, I think it's cool what they did because he's only like 12, like he's young, so it's like you can see the aspect of like the kid. It's like he acts like his age. Like you got like freaking Deku, who's however old, acting like, weight of the world on his shoulders, which I guess it is, but we're not gonna talk about him because we already know how I feel about him. But I think that Gon is like a good character to have the show on his back because like he has a lot to him. So it's like he has the father, he has his friendships. Like it's not just about him, it's about the people around him too. So, and I think he like bounces off everyone very well. So I would give him an 8.5 just because I love him. I have a soft spot for him. So yeah.
Okay. And this was one of like your first like real aim, like it increased your palate, right?
I think was this one of the first ones? I think this was one of the first ones. Like when I started getting back into it that I watched, and I watched it twice.
It's a good ass choice.
That's how much I liked it. But I didn't watch the Chimera arc twice. We're gonna talk about that later. But yeah,
we're gonna talk about that later. Wait, Natty, give me your perspective, my guy.
Oh man, so Gon for me, like he left a lot to be desired. Like we've been spoiled with like Naruto, Luffy, and even the newer gens and like Asta. Even if I don't like him a little, he grew on me in terms of Deku with his like he grew up, going. And Sam, you put it perfectly. Hick. He was a naive kid, and yeah, he was just built different. Like the literal definition of built different. Like he had physical gifts that no 10-year-old or however old he is should have, right? Without hard training and other shit like that, right? But as he goes through his journey, he becomes more and more of less of a kid and more of an adult, like having adult experiences. We're gonna talk about it with Kite and Chimera Arc and all the stuff like that. But as an MC, I don't think he's better than most. I would give him a solid 7, like 7 even, because like I did enjoy him when he was on the screen itself. But he got overshadowed, and this is a problem. Like most MCs do have like a rival or a side, like a friend that helped them out with their journey. But Killua is just a better, well, overall character than an MC, which again isn't necessarily a problem in most shows because Zoro is my favorite character outside of Luffy. Like Zoro's better than Luffy, right?
Yeah.
But like, there's a thing where the side character overshadows you or helps you. You know, like Zoro keeps Luffy in check. Like, yeah, that's why we love him so much. But Killua does a lot more and is more compelling as a character itself because his all the crazy stuff that he's been through.
Yeah.
Right. I just view him as just a better overall character. His character development better than Gaul's. So I think Killua should have been the MC. I think, but it's not about its story. It's over. It's over. But I view Killua better than Gon. So I can't view Gon as a better MC than a lot of MCs out there.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, give me a number.
7. Oh, that's 7.
Okay, my fault. I didn't hear you, my bad. For me, going first like couple episodes, you see the appeal. Like you see why he's a main character. Like if you're watching like an anime for like the first time, or you're trying to like reinvigorate your love for anime, and you watch Hunter x Hunter, you can see Gon's like naivety and his happy-go-lucky vibe. Like cool. Like that could get anybody like all warm and fuzzy about Gon. But over time, I feel like you see, like Nat, you kind of mentioned like there's a lot of MCs better than him, and over time, it kind of felt like throughout the story, rinse and repeat of like particular actions. And don't get me wrong, Hunter x Hunter is still like a good anime, but I feel like Gon, he didn't really change like much. He got more serious for sure, especially with the whole kite thing and Chimera art thing. But I just feel like it wasn't really to a point where I can be comfortable. Hey, he's one of my favorite MCs. No, he's really not. He's not even in like the top 10 because the show itself, sure, but him as a character, I like you remove him away and put like Killua in that spot, it gets a lot darker. It gets a lot of like more serious, and because you see everything with Killua. You seen his trials, you see him cry, you see everything. Going to just, especially with Kite, you kind of just acting like a spoiled brat, like honestly. And
Yeah.
I'm
Damn, I'm like, ooh, I think I changed my answer.
But
I don't. Oh, my fault.
Yeah, but as a number, I'll give him like a 7.6 because I just kind of like in the beginning, yes, but as more stuff started happening, he remained the same. He was the one constant, and sometimes being a constant is good, but in his case, I feel like him staying the same throughout the entire show. Some characters can do that, others can't. Like Luffy, you know with Luffy, he's like the same constant. Like he just wants to be the Pirate King. He just want to eat and do whatever he wants to do. You can get that, but with Gon, I feel like the way that the story was going, you just really can't. So I give him a 6, 7.
See, I agree with what you said, but to even like elaborate more on what you just said, is that I feel like Gon is the one main character I can think of off the top of my head currently that has not had a struggle that really challenged his worldview overall. Because Luffy had that. Luffy had it with Usopp leaving, and then Luffy had that with Ace dying.
Yeah.
Gon just never had that. Even his biggest struggle later on, I don't think it really challenged his worldview per se. Like his worldview, if he had a moment in which he had to like leave Killua because Killua did something to him and was like, oh my goodness, I don't know, like he had an internal struggle, then that would have been something. But he never had that. So I don't think we could connect with him more than that.
Yeah. Sure, I was like, damn, I don't know. I love Gon, but maybe just
I
like
do.
a soft spot.
I get it though. I get that he wasn't like he's not a deep character. But I think if you understand that at the beginning of the show, then it wouldn't affect your view of him. Like watching the first time, maybe you're like, he doesn't change. But I think once you watch the whole thing, you're like, it's meant to be that way. Like I don't think that should be anything taken away from him. I just think like he, like I said, he builds everyone else around him up. Like if Killua was in the spotlight, definitely would have been a different story. So, but we wouldn't have gotten to see, like, I don't think we would have gotten to see like Karapika like kind of get his moment, and even though Learia didn't really get moments, but like we wouldn't have gotten to see a bunch of other people. It would have been more focused around Killua because he has so much like shit going on. So it, like, you never know. I don't know. You know what? I'm sticking with my answer. I don't care.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
I said what I said. Period.
All right. So it came out. Oh, you had something to say, Nacho?
No, I just
okay. So it came out. I want to say, when did it come out? I watched
2014. 2014 was the last episode of Chimera.
The revamp came out in 2011. That's when it started. The revamp,
like the revamp 2011, but like it actually like started. Hold on. I should have
right before Naruto, because a lot of people were like, "Oh,
98?
maybe."
It started in
96 or 98.
2011.
Nope, that's
no. That's the revamp.
I know, but that's all it says.
Wait, hold up.
Y'all get that information. But anyway, so it came out in 2011. Let's say the revamp 2011, right? Came out 2011 and in 2014. Where, because like I think 2014, that's when My Hero came out, and a little bit like with Black Clover 2015 stuff like that. So like it just missed, like the revamp just missed the new gen like cycle. I think it was one of the, especially the revamp, was one of the old like. The last, besides like Naruto, Shippuden, and all that, but like one of like the last like OG anime. So where would it stack up today? 1998. Thank you, Sam. You all. Wow. That's my daddy guy right there. That's my daddy guy. So that's my daddy guy. All right. Where would it stack up today? Natural. Where would it stack up today?
I think it would be. So everyone as an old anime fan, like watch Hunter x Hunter and like, oh, and we introduce it to other people, like, yo, this is a good like start anime. I think it would get more hype. I think it would be on the top of the top because of the story. Going as much as we just shat on him for like the past segment, right? He is a enjoyable MC, right? Like he is like, I do enjoy him. I just don't like him, but that's just, I liking someone and enjoying it's not the same thing. I enjoy Usopp. I don't like him. That's a whole separate conversation. But regarding Gon and the whole Hunter x Hunter series, yes, Killua, great side character, one of the greatest of all time, right? You have Karapika, everyone's like, oh, he's based off of Sasuke. No, Sasuke's based off of him. It's the other way around. And Leorio is like the first arc with the what's it called?
Shit. The Hunter exam?
The Hunter exam, duh. It's called literally the Hunter exam. But it's so great. Like it starts off with just the run, like I think it's like a 15-mile, or I don't know how long they have to run for. They run for mad long, and that's when we're introduced to Killua, and it's like, oh, like cool, he's gonna be dope. And then that entire arc is awesome. So if we talked about it last week regarding like if we're gonna put arcs or seasons into like where like Hunter x Hunter would be, the first season being the Hunter exam will go get people invested. So it would have the time to get to the next one, which was the Heaven's Arena, York New, then Chimera. The Chimera arc might be.
I think it's switched, right? Is it switched?
No, you're just missing the Greed Island.
Oh, Greed Island, yeah.
Greed Island was awesome. Yo, Greed Island. This is why we should prepare, right? Behind the scenes, I was busy, tired, didn't prepare. But point is, right? There's a lot of arcs that are great, and you can put those in seasons. Cut out the filler. Make it more compact. Would have been all like I truly think it would stack up to this day if it came out in 2015 or whenever the new gen anime started.
Sammy.
I definitely think it would actually stack up. I think it would be, if again, this is also assuming that they don't change anything given the times that we're in. If it just started as it was, I think that would be the top of the pack, but not the upper echelon at first when it first starts off. I think that because it came back in 2011, and 2011, if I'm not mistaken, was also same year as Death Note, and I think Death Note would have stacked up, and they both stacked up pretty well against each other. So I do think that it would have been top of the pack, but not top, just because they don't have any of the crazy animation feats at first. But I think once we actually hit Chimera, which was Chimera is what came out in 2014, like it ended in 2014. As someone who was actually watching it while it was going on, our junior year of high school, by the way, that's how long ago. So as someone who was watching it at the time, I remember when Killua hit his, his power up, and Gon had his moment at the very end, and then Meruem and Nataro had their moment. I remember how crazy it went. I mean, talk about things like anime wasn't really trending on Twitter that much, like Hunter x Hunter trended on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So it got the hype it deserved and the points it needed to get. So I think that over actually stacked up pretty well.
Okay. Real quick before Sherelle goes, imagine Netero right now, like that scene.
Crazy.
That'll be all over my TikTok feed. That'll be all some shit. So Sherelle, what's your perspective?
I think I was gonna say, like, mention first the animations, because for sure, like, once I've seen, what was it, Attack on Titan and like Demon Slayer, like the animations for those shows are like top tier, like from what I've seen so far. And I was like, okay, like looking back at some of the scenes like early, and I was just like, yeah, like they came a long way. So I think that with that being said, like probably would have been like lower level, like, but I think storyline, like arcs, the fights, like it's entertaining to where you want to keep watching it. So I think it would definitely be like in the middle somewhere. Like I wouldn't say it's top either, but I definitely think it would be like in the middle.
Okay. I agree with basically everyone here. I think it would stack up kind of well. I actually think it would be one of the better new gens because of like when you're talking about like new gens, first thing you come about is the main character, then side character, which has like for all the shit we was just talking about, like natural like appointed to, like it has a pretty solid cast. It has a pretty solid side character cast. So it's like especially love or hate the Chimera and arc, the parallel between Miriam and Gon is completely there. Like you see it, like you just see it, and he's a good antagonist. The dude from Greed Island, I don't know, debatable. How do you want to feel about it? Heaven's Arena, mainly Hisoka. Like everyone fetishizes on Hisoka like now, but they just see like pictures and like little clips. If it came out now when they first meet him, and then I feel like it would just like take that to just to another level, bro. Like like everyone fetishizes on Hisoka for I don't know why. That's the
bro.
Man,
now the funniest was the moment she said it. All three of us paused. Looked dead at her. Was like, hold on.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
I'm dead.
I beg your pardon, son. Like,
what do you mean by that?
What's up, man?
Don't judge me.
No, we judging. Completely judging you, my boy.
Okay.
But back to the, I feel like it was stacked up kind of well because, as I mentioned earlier, like going like off the rip is a very enjoyable MC, and like it kind of like the light turn that it has, it'll like before it hits some shit, like it guides people along. So then once you see Killua chained up, you're like, oh, what the hell is this? And then you're like, oh, what? And then like it just goes back again to more lighthearted stuff. So like light is like a roller coaster, light, heavy, and it'll keep the audience engaged to a point like, oh shit, oh, I'm in here. And then once you meet Karapika and see his backstory, like, oh, right, like that's some shit. So like a whole lot of like roller coaster emotion on. And then if you break it down into the seasons, it'll just be one of the best because it will end on some cliffhangers, and then it will just start off with some heat rock off the rip. But Hunter x Hunter is known for the plot holes that it has. There's a lot of questions that need answers, and I'm pretty sure we would get those answers if they had continued it. But unfortunately, they did not. So I'm gonna go first with a plot hole that I have. Is what the hell happened? How the hell did Karapika get those eyes? What the hell happened after? Like we haven't seen like, bro. We don't see Karapika till from like mad long, and then you see like when after Gon and Ging like they talk whatever. We see like a little like clips or whatever. But my man just has some of the scarlet eyes. I'm like, what the fuck did you do? Where did you go? Who like how did you get these eyes back? Like what? That just you could have like a whole like saga, like a whole like mini series on just Karapika's journey. And I'm like, yo, like what the hell happened to you, my boy? But hey,
I think that's answered in the manga. Like it's actually answered in the manga.
Now niggas got me reading manga, bro. If it's not One Piece, Black Clover, My Hero, I don't want to read
it. especially because it ain't done.
It is not even done. Oh, One Piece ain't done either.
No, but it's not going.
Like, it's
One
not
Piece
going.
still going.
It's to a certain point and then stops.
Oh, no, that's boo that man, boo him. Sammy, give me your perspective. What plot hole did you want?
Oh, that's a good one. I guess my biggest plot hole is Ging, like Gon's dad. What is up with Gon's dad? One, what was the real reason he left? Like, I feel like we didn't ever got a serious reason why he abandoned Gon. I think that there's something more to it. Like, what about the Dark Continent that Ging loves so much and really wanted to see? Like, I'm just very curious about that. Keep it short and sweet.
Now niggas want to be short and sweet. Where was this last week? What's up, niggas? Sherelle.
I agree with Gene. Definitely wanted to know more about him. And then all of a sudden he got a game. Now that's the thing. But I think Killua's family, like, I feel like they pop in every now and then, but we don't get to see them like too much. Like, we know Mom's is crazy. Like, his sister got some crazy power. Like, I wish we dove deeper into like his background. Like, as a side character, like, yeah, like he's supposed to be on the side, but like he wasn't. And like we still got to see glimpse of his family, but we didn't get to see too much. So I was like, I wish we could have gotten deeper into that, just because like he got some interesting people in his family. Right. Like his dad, like you could tell his relationship with his dad is obviously different than the rest of his family. You never got to see him and his grandfather really interact. Like, I feel like there's so many things that could have been like explored with that we could have seen behind the scenes, but we didn't.
Oh man! Firstly, great job, Cheryl. Good. I agree. Good job.
Okay.
One thing that I would have loved to see before it got like obviously canceled or got whatever happens to Arthur. Two things. One, Crollo versus Ahsoka. Right, non-chained, then reduced. I wanted to see them box because that's what Hisoka's like. Yo, I'm doing this whole double agent, everything from. I want to fight this dude, and then boom, he's like, I can't fight. He's like,
his face was just.
He's like, you not good ass, bro. Like, I did all this work for you to just say you can't fight me right now. So
that would have been a lit ass fight too.
That fight is actually in the manga.
Again,
niggas got me reading manga.
I was about to say, read no manga.
Some niggas, man.
I haven't even read it, but I know it's there. I've seen like the panels where it's in there. It's wild. It's just as wild.
Renell wants me to read One Piece. I ain't reading One Piece. Maybe I actually change my mind on that, but that's neither here nor there. All right. The other thing, they briefly talk about it, but what are the spiders? How do they come to be? What are they supposed? I know that they're like the Itachi, like they just want to fuck shit up. But like, what made Crollo like, yo, I want to recruit this person, and like what? Like, because he has a family bond to all of them. Like when in New York New, which we'll get to that. But like his like requiem for like a sadness thing, like he's crying for over again, right? How did he meet this dude? Why is like, yo, I want to have you on my crew, like you crazy ass nigga on my team. all of them are crazy. How did they come to be? What it can like? They probably talk about it in like a light novel or whatever. But in the anime, how did the spiders come to be? It's probably something I always wanted to know.
Okay, I have one more thing.
Go ahead.
Leorio. because he kind of said like what he was doing like after he got his like hunter's license. He's like, oh, I was fucking and like I mean. Basically, I gonna say what my son said, but you already know the bottom. My son's going crazy with the hunter license. Wait, but like, I feel like they broke them up too soon. I feel like, especially like I'm comparing it off of Yu Yu Hakusho, right? Because Yu Yu Hakusho really like set the standard of like 4-team like dynamic throughout the entire series. Team Urameshi was at the entire time, but yet. Team Gon, like they was there for the hunter exam, and then
disappeared.
And then broke away, and then Karapika came back with the York New, but wasn't really like had that dynamic. So it was just mainly Gon and Killua throughout the entire journey, which kind of it was as much as we love Killua, we all love Killua.
Mm-hmm.
As much as we fuck with Gon marginally, some more than others, I feel like if we had gotten the dynamic of the entire team, I feel like that would have been cool to see. So the Oreo, like whatever he was doing, I ain't gonna crazy. Yeah. What you were saying, Cheryl?
I can't. Damn. That threw me off. Oh, I was gonna say, the spiders. The whole thing with the future, the telling the future, when it was like, you're gonna die this way or you're gonna die this way, like it kind of like just dropped it. Like that was low key kind of interesting. Like I was like, damn, like let me see all these fortunes come true. Word, but like after Crollo left, never. I don't think we really seen any of them until they tried to help with the Chimera stuff. But that was it.
Yeah. Am I crazy to think that Crollo saw their futures, so that's why they left York New? Or am I remembering wrong?
I think
they got what they came for, the treasure and the dip. So I mean, like, I don't know if it's causation versus correlation.
It's tough.
Was that part of that wasn't part of the thing that Karapika had did, right?
Nah.
Okay, so
I thought after Crollo read all the fortunes, I thought then he was like, oh damn, we gotta leave because then everyone's gonna die. But I could be wrong.
I don't know. It's tough.
Crollo fought the Zoldyx. Like Karapika, not Crollo, Killer was pops and granddad.
Yeah, he did.
And like should have died because he's like, oh, I don't have to fight you anymore because we don't have to worry about getting paid. If that didn't happen, Crollo was.
Yeah, I feel like it's tough because Crollo, like you kept saying crew and you kept saying like gang and all that. Crollo gives me very much Luffy vibe, and in the sense that like like Nacho said, crew, like pirate crew, like how he met each one of the person and got them to like join the Spires and like how did the Spires come to be. It's tough because he probably saw the fortunes and was like, yeah, I don't want my friends, my family down the Red Oak Challenge. And he didn't want them to like die. So he was like, all right, let's just like without saying it directly, but indirectly with his actions, just disbanded the group to protect them. So I could see your point saying with that. But speaking of Crollo, give me your three. I was gonna say top three. Give me your three favorite characters in the Hunter x Hunter series. Sherelle.
All right, honorable mention.
No. Tired of the goddamn honorable mentions.
I tried that last week. I got kicked out the chat.
One of mine or someone else's. So no honorable mentions. I'm sorry. But no, I'll put my foot down.
I'll put it in the chat.
My big toe. Put my big toe down.
All right. You gonna kick me out anyway. But
who?
Gon.
Okay.
Killua. And he's a kick me out, guys.
Shut the hell up. Sorry.
I knew you was gonna do it anyway. I should have just said my honorable mentions.
Nah. Well, why were those three your favorite characters?
I just Gon and Killua dynamic from jump, like they really like got me into the show. Because I don't think if it was for their like close like friendship. Like it was nice. It was very lighthearted, and that's why when all the dark moments happened, it was like it's all right because they got each other. I know that's corny, but it's true. And so like it was cool. And then so that's like both of them in a nutshell. And then I like how they they kept leveling up, like, and they would never want to be like the weak one, so they would always try to outdo each other, and it wasn't in a like spiteful competitive way. It was in like a nah, you my bestie, we leveled them up together. And so it was cool. Like so Hisoka is just like
A fetish.
he's a perv. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like he's creepy AF. But there's something about him. There's something about him, like just his character, his power. Like when he helps them with the dodgeball game. Like that whole game was like intense. It was pretty interesting. So it's like I don't know. There's just something about him. I can't hate him. It's like they want you to hate him because he's so like such a creep. But like I don't hate him. Okay, I'm not ashamed. Don't at me, but I don't hate him.
I feel you. He's one of the one characters I know who like Vegeta got pride. From when Vegeta got pride as like a Saiyan and all that. But you talking about pride in one attack, like Hisoka got it. Like, every other scene with this man, Bunjigum.
But he doing something different with it all the time, though.
Mad different applications. Like this dude is just like you talking about pride in something. Like it's either that or Zenitsu with the one slash. That's all he needs. All he needs.
He has
his own suit, man. Or you scared the spirit because they all using that shit. But like I would digress, man, because he's so can just like he's funny. He's funny, but not you. Give me your top three.
Top three. I'm playing.
I knew you was playing, but I was like, just in case I had the button ready on standby, son.
So first, Karapika. I love everything about him. I'm trying to say characters I like because everyone loves Killer. Everyone's going like trying to say people outside, So like I always do, go outside the box. So Karapika for sure. His whole saga with the eyes and basically being Sasuke 1.0, like the prototype to Sasuke. He was just awesome, and I wish we saw more of him. Like even like during after Great Island, after Chimera, I was like, whoa, where is he's supposed to be a boy? Where you at? I'm like, where you at? He's handling his business, minding his business, handling his business. Second, one of the Phantom Troop, Phaeton, the short dude who looked like he basically is a menace, bro. Like he's the brains. He's like, I think he's Crollo's like right hand, right?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Like short, super short dude, right? Just in unique power, he's unique in a way, like short king, like he is a short king. That's the son. And number three, Nataro, my boy, old. He's one of the first like old dudes in anime. They know how to kick ass, bro. You do not mess with him, son. Like he's awesome. Like and he could have easily destroyed Killer One going in when they're in the blimp going towards like the final part of the Hunter exam. But he's like, yo, we just playing around, right? And we're like, oh, he's just an old dude, he's nice, but like he ain't that strong, right? Wrong. Vices mirror him, and he had to cheat. Not gonna lie, poison is a cheat. Anytime poison uses in any type of game is a cheat. But
indeed,
he got the dub. So he killed the strongest person.
It's a tie. I call it a tie.
He won.
That was a tie.
But he died.
That was a tie.
He died. He died and killed him.
Sometimes a tie is better than a win or a loss. Right? That's all I gotta say. Nataro, Phaeton, and Karapika. Word.
Fair enough. Same.
All right. So I had Killua and I actually had Hisoka. I can explain why Hisoka in terms of not my favorite.
Thank you.
I think he was one of the most.
Yeah, shut up.
I really do think that he was one of the most well-written characters, but I wouldn't call him a king like our boy Dre would. Shout out to Dre. He's not a king at all. But besides everyone who's been said already, I would say Meruem. I think he's a dope ass antagonist. I think he's probably the best antagonist of the show, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think his like full circle is crazy. I think his full circle he was well written. He had his full character arc. And then the care. I mean, it's the saddest scene of Hunter x Hunter is that literally one of the final scenes of the final scene of the Chimera Ant arc, where he's just with what's her name again?
Whatever
her name.
Something with a K.
Shogi
Komugi.
God.
Komugi.
It's called Shogi God.
It's like Komugi or something like that.
Yeah.
Where when he's playing with her at the very end, they both die because he exposed her to the rose poison. Oh. So I think those what?
COVID.
COVID. Yo, this man natural, so out of pocket.
Yeah. So Meruem, I think he's a dope character. Also, like Killua's father. I think Killua's father is interesting as hell. Mostly because he's not like his brother. He's not like Killua's brothers or anything. He's not as absolute as the rest of the Zoldyck family seems to be. The rest of the entire Zoldyck, like just like nation or family, just all one way. It has to be this way or not. The only place that doesn't apply is Killua, his dad, and I think his grandfather, to be honest. And it's very much when he said to Killua, just follow where your friends are, just don't betray your friends. That's the only thing I ask of you. I thought that was a dope moment, so I'll put him there. And for a last character, I would say, like, I just enjoyed Evogan. I'm not gonna lie. I just enjoyed him. I enjoyed his fight with the whatever those Nen users were, where he just wrecked all. I just thought it was jokes. I remember watching it at the time and laughing my ass off. So I like Evogan. He's not like a crazy, well-written character, but he's just funny.
Okay. Crollo, number one. I fucking love Crollo, bro. I just, like I mentioned earlier, the Luffy vibe. That's why I freaking love this dude, because like we want to know what caused like the founding of the Spies or whatever, but like even he cried for Uwajin, bro. Like he cried for him, like that was like his brother, and I was like, and he like did like he coordinated everything with the numbers. This is going crazy. Go stupid. Go crazy. And I was like, yo, like this dude is OP. And unfortunately, yo, James, what's up, LB? Word. It's just his relationship with each member is different, and you can kind of like you can get behind that. Biscuit number 2, bro. Biscuit is one of those like teachers in anime that she gives me like Jiraiya vibe. Like honestly, like cares truly about their student. Like Gon and Killer, she genuinely like she saw the potential in them, and she was like, "Oh yeah, like these dudes right here under me, they about to be tall, manly, yeah, like out here like 30 years." Where unfortunately for Gon, he had to do it in like out of rage, hype ass moment though. But for me, I feel like her dynamic with them two, and just the respect that they showed her, and it was just like, yeah, sensei, yeah. Third though, and like Killer was obviously a third, but someone that wasn't mentioned. See, I can't say Leorio because I fuck with him as a character, but we only saw him for like a little bit. His only like his highlight moment was punching that freaking whatever thing he did to punch homie. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the highlight of his whole thing. So I guess Crollo, and for me, I mean, I do fuck with the grandpa though. I fuck with Grandpa. Grandpa Zoldyck. I fuck with him.
Honorable mentions.
Word, like you said, like 4 people.
He didn't have 3.
I ain't have 3. I'm not gonna say.
No, but you were kind of stuck with the third. Girl should say one of her honorable mentions to save you. Word.
Shit, my show. What are you talking about? Shut up. Everybody get it. What's up?
Damn, that's crazy.
But so, give me your favorite arc in Hunter x Hunter. Natural.
Yeah. So
Yeah, eat my
everyone probably gonna say York New, Chimera, Green Island. I'm gonna say Heaven's Arena.
Yeah.
Right? Heaven's Arena, like that's one of the first, well, not the first one, because Killer was kind of cutting, like stabbing the dude and taking his heart. It was probably a badass moment. It happened like episode like 10. But like I think, oh, maybe even 8. I don't know exactly what happened. But Heaven's Arena was like, okay, what is the power system? You know, most anime are like, you talked about main character, side cast, animation, fights. But what are the fights? Like, what is the power system that the fights are going to be based off of? And then it's such an interesting ass concept where I'm like, damn, this dude gone. He's been OP as hell just so far with just brute strength. But there has to be some kind of technique that's going to be involved to help him grow, to find his father, and also like get just better as a fighter. So what is it going to be? Get introduced to that the weird dude with glasses and the small guy. Even though Killua beats both, like he beats him even easily in Heaven's Arena because they're trying to save money so they can go to York New and meet up, and everything else follows after this arc. And it's just a great setup and understanding of what Nen and the power system is, and also the fight with Gon and Hisoka. He's like, yo, and they met back in the Hunter entrance exam, and was like, yo, I won't give you back this card or this number unless I like land a punch on you.
Yeah.
And he did, because he trained and got better at Nen. So yeah, I loved Heaven's Arena. That's why I was like, all right. Like, it wasn't when I got like hooked into it, because I was hooked at the Hunter exam, but like I was like, yeah, we here with the boxing now. So I was excited, and I love Heaven's Arena. Yeah,
We just love niggas throwing hands, huh?
Bro,
That's your favorite trope, son. You just love this niggas throwing hands.
are you not entertained?
Indeed. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that that's one thing I've noticed about you. You've been here for majority of these shows, and when it's talking about like niggas boxing, you really be really into it. Like that's one thing I noticed. I'm very observant. Sammy, give me your favorite arc.
Yeah, so for me, my favorite arc would be York New City. Funny enough, I actually y'all gonna clown me for this. Everyone in the comments, anyone who watches the video is gonna clown me for this, but I actually didn't realize that York New City was basically New York City. I didn't realize that until
Kick him out.
Shut the fuck up,
man. Like I said, y'all gonna clown me. I realized it well after. I was like, damn, that shit funny though. But the reason I love that arc is
his power, son. Oh my god,
one, Karapika is I couldn't say him because Natty already said him, but Karapika is one of my favorite characters in Hunter x Hunter. You know what I'm saying? And his backstory, well, I don't know if his backstory, I think his backstory is in a filler later on, actually, but just his growth as a character, you see it throughout York, and you see it when he encounters the spiders and all that. Then you see the spiders. That's number 2. Like, you get to see the spiders actually fight. You hear about him a lot. You know, like, Karapika's eyes get red when he sees it. You realize that Hisoka's part of it, so you really want to know what they're about. And York New City pretty much brings that out. I also love Karapika's power system and him explaining his power system in York New. Crazy. Then you do got the hands. York New City, you know what I'm saying?
But he pissed me off to, I'm a specialist. I can use every secret. I'm like, you not that ass, bro. I was like, come on, 2K Sports. Like, I love this game, son.
Yeah. And so I think York New City, it's so, I should say, well-rounded. It introduces you to a lot of people. It expands on people's backstories, expands a lot more on people's powers, and like focuses in on certain characters. And that's why I like it a lot. So York New is my number 1.
Okay. Real quick, it gives like Killua, like, it gives him more credit because like he's actually like a very smart person. Cause he was mad calculated, was trying to escape and all that. I was like, yo,
Mhm.
All in the noggin. All in the noggin.
It also shows how badass Karapika is because this man brought the shovel to the fight. He brought the shovel to the
That's
fight.
iconic. That's
Brother was
iconic
gonna
moment.
win.
Iconic moments. And definitely disrespectful. So,
I think that I'm gonna say Greed Island, even though like York New was like, of course, fire and Karapiko's goaded. I think Greed Island just because of the story itself and how it was connected to like Gon and his finding his dad. And it was a pretty long arc. Like there was a lot that happened. Like the whole dodgeball game, they had to get a bunch of people together. In the beginning, it's like you don't know nothing. They met Bisky, right? She trained them. You said they was like respecting her at the end. Yeah, they was mad disrespectful. In the
Kilo ain't never
beginning,
respected him.
it was like you old hag. She was like, what? Nah, but she beat the shit out of them. But like it was a good vibe. Like that whole arc. The ending pissed me off, of course. I was like, so you mean they went through all of this, and now he gotta go? Like he don't get to meet his dad. Like everything that happened, I was like, so he still don't get to meet him. But it was crazy. But like just the arc itself, they got to take the cards out of the game. Like you find out it's not even a game; it's like the real world. Like it's not. It's an actual island. You're like, oh wow! Like so people could just come through. Like it was interesting. It was very interesting. So yeah, I think that was my favorite arc.
Can I give a little shout out to that arc real quick? Shout out to Volleyball Dude for bullying the Phantom Troop. They pulled up. They just floated on a boat there, and he said, "Leave," and they said, "All right, we gonna leave."
He said, "You gonna leave or you gonna catch these problems? I don't think you want these problems. I don't think you want these problems." I'm gonna say the Hunter exam. I'm gonna say the Hunter exam. I feel like it's one of the best like first arcs. Like I give Hunter a lot of credit. It's one of the best arcs that like introduces the story. You introduce the main core characters like all in one. The freaking fights in the tournament, freaking Killer was killing the dude. 2 people, not just one. He killed 2 people.
Who's the second?
Well, the first dude was a dude in jail. Yeah. And then the second dude was a dude in when they had like the one-on-one fights.
Yeah, old dude. Yeah,
because Elumi, who's also a very complex character. He's not one of my favorites, but he's a very complex. He's a cool character. I like he wants to protect a little bit. I get that. But like you meet him and then you meet Ahsoka for the first time, and you have like a lot of the things that happen in that arc. First of all, horrible shout out to that dude who tried to like I forgot his name, but he was fat, big nose, like
Tompa.
Tonka, this nigga.
Oh my god, bro, for me, like me. Like for me, like yo, it's just like him. He was just a dickhead for no reason. Like purposely trying to make niggas. I'm like, why are you trying to play on my downfall? What's up, man? I'm gonna be a hunter. I want to be a hunter. What's up? But like, I feel like the whole arc was just good, and it segued a lot into like the future. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's why I fucked with it so much. But we talked about a lot in these 53 minutes. Give me like what makes. I usually say this like this is usually my first question I ask people, but in your opinion, Sherelle, what makes Hunter x Hunter so special and enjoyable to watch?
I think the relationships that all of the characters have with each other, like it's not. I know I'm so sweet. I don't think anything necessarily overpowers another, but like everyone has their own like little time to shine for some people. Like Leoria, not really, but everyone else like pretty much gets to shine a little bit. I like the fights. A lot of the fights are goated. The arcs, there's not one like uninteresting arc, like except like like I'm not gonna say Chimera arc was uninteresting.
Was
I just didn't like it at all. Like so to each their own. But up until that point, everything else was amazing. Solid. So I think I think like the rewatchability is important. And I think that show, especially for me, has a lot of rewatchability, as you can see. I was thinking about watching it again, I'm not gonna lie. But after I got a lot of shows to finish first. But yeah.
One Piece, what's up with you, yo?
I got shows before that. I can't.
That's a commitment.
I gotta finish Naruto.
That's a commitment. That's a commitment. Respect it.
Yeah.
Respect it. Sammy, give me your perspective. What makes it like? Would you ever go back again and watch it? And
I would. I'm actually thinking about doing it. I guess I like everything Rel said, but I'm gonna say two things. One, I don't care what none of y'all say. This anime got 6 solid arcs. I don't care what none of
man,
I love Khmer. Having to watch it week by week, I was in
the fuck up, nigga.
I was invested. I don't care. I was invested in watching it every week. It came on every week. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And I think the election arc was good. The only reason why it can't shine as much as it should is because it hasn't continued. Because everything in the election arc was setting up for the next arc, and you can clearly tell that. Like they don't tell you what Parison is all about. They introduce like a whole new like kind of world. You know what I'm saying? That you don't realize and you don't get there yet. So I think even the election arc, for what I know it's supposed to be, is solid ass arc. So I like that about Hunter x Hunter. But second thing is the damn Nen power system. Now that you started talking about it earlier, I was like, don't say it yet because this is what I want to say for this question. There's no other anime that has a more intricate power system than Hunter x Hunter. Not even One Piece with the devil fruit and hockey. No, there is not one. Because one, Nen, there's so many abilities to like the base Nen that you can, Gyo, I can't remember all of them at this point, but like all the, you can hide it with, I think, like Rio or something, and then you get a centipede. That's crazy. But not only that, but you have the 6 or 8 Nen types. And then on top of that, you can build your own Nen ability based off of what you want. So I think it's crazy intricate. I love it. It's complex. Like, don't get me wrong, it's complex. But I think Heaven's Arena did a really good job explaining it. And then in each subsequent arc, they build on it, and understand it better. I love it because of that. And I love the story building. I love it.
Natural.
Oh, man. What makes it so special? It is in my top 10. And I think Sherelle nailed it, right? Rewatchability, right? Like, there are some anime where I'm like, cool, I watched it just like for the sake of watching it. And I'm like, cool, great. Everyone talks so great about it. And then I watch it. It's solid, and then I move on. Like, I was busy, and I was watching it my senior year in college. So I was exhausted most of the time, but like, despite the fact that I watched it, and I was like, cool. I always like finally think, oh shit, and I see something on TikTok. It makes me think, oh, I remember exactly what happened. Like, it left a lasting impact because it lived up to the hype. Like, they didn't talk about Gon being a mid MC or whatever. They were like, yo, Hunter x Hunter has 6 solid arcs, because I agree with you, Sam.
Thank you.
Like, again, the beginning. You know what, Renaud? I'll give you that. The beginning of the Chimera Ant arc was not it.
That shit was ass.
He introduced aside the whole Ant Queen and like everybody else, the boy getting eaten first, and then they're eating humans now. Oh, we eating human. That's crazy, right? Besides that, like at 5.5, I guess, solid arcs, right? Great arcs. I think it holds up. And we literally just talked about it. Like, it holds up. If it came out today, it would be one of the best new gen, right? Because it just holds up well. Some episodes can be reduced or whatever, like, but it's not that much filler, and every arc leads to the next one. There's no, like, we talk about like Heaven's Arena leads to York New, which leads to Green Island. Like, everything like matches up. Like, even the beginning of the Chimera Ant arc, the only reason why they're there is because Gon uses a company, like the company card that he gets from Green Island to meet up with his father, even though it's Kite. Like, every single arc matters, and every single thing matters to the very end, except for the ending. And a lot of people have a problem with it, but that's what probably makes it so special. Like, oh, it's over, and everyone's waiting for it to come back. It never will. It's one of those things. Like, it's like the last. It will never happen. Deep sighs. It will never.
You ain't gotta say that.
Huh?
You ain't gotta say that.
But
Never say never.
hold it
Just
out,
be
hold
good.
for it to come back. And if it does ever come back, like Bleach is coming, and there's so much hype for Bleach, the Thousand Blood arc, year, whatever's coming out. Like, if it ever does come back, it's a wrap. It is going to be clips for all anime because every single anime fan either has heard of Hunter x Hunter and why am I going to start it if it's not finished? It wraps up so badly, and all the plot holes we talked about in this episode will probably get answered if it ever comes back. I'm not saying it will.
Debatable.
I thought you about to kick me out. I was about to say,
Nigga said, "Oh, it's gonna shut anime down. Like One Piece ain't doing that right now. What's up, man? I would have my belt. I don't got a belt, but for me, put it on my sleeve. Man. Come on, son. Come on, son. One Piece out everything. We ain't talking about that right
I mean, right now, Attack on Titan is competing. First two episodes of season 2.
now. Listen,
Kick me out. Kick me out.
I'm with you. I'm
You
with
ain't
you.
wrong.
No. I haven't watched. This is on a separate note. I haven't watched the second episode of the the last season yet. I'm watching the Ace of the Diamond baseball anime. I'm emotionally invested, so I gotta finish this first and then watch.
Kick yourself out. Kick yourself out. Get it together. Get it together.
What's up? Why you kick? I had to kick myself up. I
You
can't
only
watch
watched the second episode, and you over here watching baseball?
of the last season. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna, bro. All right. Well, my thing before we get to the end of the show, it's gonna be there regardless. It's gonna be there. Like I'm taking it's like a hiatus of like One Piece. I'll read this shit. I know what's gonna happen. So it's like when Attack on Titan, it's gonna be there when I'm done. And I'd rather I watch a whole new series, let it get piled up some episodes. You feel me? And then when I'm done with that, I binge it. What's up? Like that's I gotta binge it. You gotta binge it. What's up? Like I know, and I got been Demon Slayer for me. That's messed up. I mean, it's all part of the plan, the master plan.
Right.
Yeah. You ain't questioning me. I'm sorry, man. But
Power.
I have too much time. Yeah,
You kick your niece out too. That's crazy.
that's crazy. No, but for me, hey.
It's good.
Oh,
You roll
She
eyes.
pointed to the screen though. She was like, "Uncle." I was like, "Oh, okay." You know.
yeah,
I don't know which one she was talking about, but you know, both of y'all.
Okay. But Hunter x Hunter as a show, it's special in the fact that, like, basically Sherelle said everything. Like, it's enjoyable, it's rewatchable, and for national credit, for as many plot holes and all that as it has, I feel like the fact that the curiosity behind it, like, why is this a plot hole? Why aren't they bringing this back? And but if it ever comes back, never say never, Justin Bieber. I feel like it'll not shut anime down. One Piece got the talking about, but it will definitely like have like for a moment, like that first week or so, it might break Crunchyroll. It might like that first episode on break Crunchyroll and all that other jazz, and really like remind people like, yo, sometimes the oldies are just as good as the newies for me. And I hope if they ever bring it back that they don't lose sight of what made it special in the first place. Focusing because like one thing we give like a lot of credit for Hunter x Hunter, they really focus on the fights. Like they give some great fights. And back then they didn't have the best animation, but it still gave some quality fights. The Hisoka versus Gon in Heaven's Arena is one of the best moments in the show. And it's just like Natural Loves. It's just niggas throwing hands. Niggas throwing hands. So like if they bring it back and don't fall into the trap of focusing on animation and get people's attention and focus on the hand to hand and what makes it special about the Nen power system and all this other stuff, and worry about the animation after the fact, it would just have anime on lock for a little bit, And then One Piece will take it back. So you talk about.
Wait, can I add one more thing to what you're saying? Because
Of course you can.
it would. I think that Hunter x Hunter is top tier when it comes to world building as well. Like, because they don't continue going, you don't see the full extent of the world. But that's like if you're watching One Piece and they just get to the Grand Line and then it's done. Like, you don't really get to see the world building that One Piece really got. If it just stopped there, you don't get to see the world building that Hunter x Hunter got. And then also where the foreshadowing goes. So just like One Piece, Oda will mention something in the first two arcs of the entire anime, and it comes back episode 999. You know what I'm saying? And perfect example here is episode 1 or 2. Kite was introduced. It wasn't in 2011. It was in the original version. Kite was introduced. Episode 1, 2 saved, gone from the bear, whatever.
No, they talk about it. Well, when Kite is introduced, they like oh, Kite saved them.
Got you. But in the original, it's actually an episode in the anime itself, from like in the very jump, and he comes right back at the Chimera Ant arc to really, they show him. You don't get to see him. Like, what the heck's with this guy? You see him hella episodes later. Same thing with York New City. When it comes back, part of the manga, you see what Karapika's been doing and all of that stuff. So I think that the fact that it got shut out when it did is the reason why we have these plot holes, 1, and then 2, why it's it's what we're waiting for. It's what we're waiting for.
Yeah. It's a very topic of discussion. It's a good series when, even if you're shutting down on however long hiatus, it might be a temporary, it might be a permanent hiatus, however long it is, you still got people talking about it, and you still got people fixated on the anime. That's how you did a pretty good job. So shout out to whoever wrote it. I don't know who wrote it. Shout out to them. Whoever animated it, bring it back. Bring it back. Please, come on, bring it back. Yeah.
Yo,
But
hold on, man.
you stupid. But ladies and gentlemen, does anyone else have anything to say before I wrap it up?
Favorite anime? Let's go.
Is your favorite anime?
Yeah. I love Hunter x Hunter. I love it.
That's cool. Is it yours, Shura?
I don't know. Naruto's kind of creeping up there. I'm not gonna lie. As much like when I keep watching it, like I'm fucking with it heavy. Like, so I don't know.
That's why he's the GOAT. So what I'm hearing is when I talk about Naruto, I'm bringing you on. Is what I'm hearing.
Nah, because I'm not finished. You're gonna
I know.
Gonna be...
Hopefully, I'm waiting for someone else too. So
We always play non-spoiler, bro. But we spoil the shit out of it.
I know. That's why whenever y'all talk about something, I'm like, I can't tune in this week. Like,
fair enough. But I gotta get the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for today. Big shout out to Natty Baps, Sam, and Sherelle pulling up, and Dawn for being in the background. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you guys next week. What we're gonna talk about, I have no idea yet. You know how this goes. I never know till like the week of. But we make it work. 10 episodes strong, and we got a lifetime to go. So have a great night. Peace. Peace, love, and hair grease. You know the vibes.